Jets with a chance late in game, 4th and 15. Got to have it here as well. Just a heave-ho and let's go. Down on the logo, Aaron Rodgers can't bring his team back, so instead it's Geno Smith in the place he was told he couldn't be a quarterback, coming away with a win and now outright leading the NFC West at 7-5. Seattle 26-21. Smith 20 of 31 for 206 and a touchdown as New York maybe growing closer to a rebuild, 3-9 on the season. Back in studio, Joe Musso and Bryant McFadden. Mac, this at moments felt like the game where New York finally let its hair down. Let's just go out there, play football, show how talented we are. 3 consecutive touchdown drives, their final 8, nothing to show for it. When you look at New York right now, and I know Seattle won, we'll get to them in a second, what is the objective? What is the goal? What is the why right now for the Jets?
Pride, number one, and the competitive spirit in you should want to go out and play hard-nosed football for 4 quarters. They played good football for 2 quarters, in my opinion. That's what led to this unfortunate loss for the New York Jets. Most importantly, Joe, viewers, they're so undisciplined. When you watch the Jets play, especially today, coming off a bye, one would think you would see better execution, more efficiency, and more disciplined football, because those things have followed and they've actually haunted the Jets the entire season. 12 penalties for 83 yards. 83 yards the wrong way. Not 83 yards the right way, the wrong way, compared to 5 penalties for 50 yards for the Seattle Seahawks. That's losing football. Anytime you saw a piece of positivity with the New York Jets, yellow flags were being thrown on the football field, left and right, going the opposite direction. A positive run, holding. 4th and 6 for Seattle offensively, 12 men on the football field for the Jets. That led to a 4th and 1 potential conversion for the Seattle Seahawks.
It's almost like they're being coached by someone who wasn't a head coach.
Yes. But these are things at this point in the season, you should be done with these things. Get them out of your system.
Veteran leadership process.
Tylenol, get your system cleaned out, right? That's why they can't win football. And it's annoying because the thing about the Jets as a team, they flirt with the Jets fans' emotions. Week in and week out. They flirt with you and make you think you look good, you smell good. Just to tell you, I'm going to call you and come pick you up and never call you. Guess what you do? You sit by the phone, waiting on that call to be picked up to go get a nice steak dinner, but they never show up.
Well, I'll tell you
this. Every week you keep believing the lie.
Yeah. They made 2 calls. One to Geno Smith, one to Sam Darnold, and they become the first team since 1998 to lose to 2 quarterbacks that they drafted in the same season. What does this say about the situation? Because if they're lucky, they'll be able to lose to Aaron Rodgers next season because this experiment has not worked.
Hey, every quarterback who does not play for the Jets, who we thought was actually bad in the Jets uniform, ain't that bad. To your point, Sam Darnold. Hey, Zach Wilson looked pretty good in the Broncos uniform in the preseason. They were actually better with Zach Wilson a year ago than what they are with the future Hall of Fame and Aaron Rodgers. This team they find so many different ways to lose. But like I said, in this ball game for at least 2.5 quarters, you actually thought coming off a bye, kind of recharging your battery, the Jets kind of found their stride. They're playing competitive football. And then when something good happened, 2 negatives happen to follow them. That's losing football. I tell you all the time, Coach LeBeau used to tell us in our meeting rooms, when you're playing against a bad team, just be patient because they will find a way to lose a ball game. Week in and week out, you guys watch football like we watch football here. How many times have you seen bad teams find a way to lose a ball game? And unfortunately for Jets fans, you guys should be used to it. But like I said, they flirt with your emotions and make you think they're going to take you out and treat you real good. They treat you like trash.
It feels like football in a vacuum. Like none of what is happening right now has anything to do with what next year's going to look like. A general manager, a head coach, maybe a quarterback. It could look very different for the New York Jets, whether that be good or bad. They are moving closer to a top pick. Seattle, meantime, scored 20 points or fewer in each of their last 4 games. They were 2-2 over that span. They do surpass that total with 26 on this day. What do you make of the offense right now? Still feels like there's a lot of talent there not being utilized to its greatest extent. What are you seeing offensively from Seattle?
Well, I think sometimes Geno looks super comfortable and sometimes it looks like he's pressing. I would love to see Kenneth Walker more involved. He had 16 carries for 49 yards, but Kenneth Walker, he's at his best when he's getting the opportunities. He's a volume running back. He plays his best football in the second half, but you have to feed him to get him warmed up to be able to give you the type of production that he can give you in the second half. But to all of those concerns or questions with the Seattle Seahawks, the last 2 weeks have been very, very inspiring for them. Look at what they did last week. Needed to win against a divisional foe in the Arizona Cardinals. You've won. Today, you needed to win against a team that clearly is not a good team. These are the games you cannot afford to lose if you have playoff aspirations. They won as well. And guess what? The team that was the top of your division in the NFC West, they lost. So now if you're the Seattle Seahawks, you have an opportunity to control your own destiny. Yep. You don't have to wait for an Uber driver to pick you up. You can drive wherever you want to go. That's the best situation to be in late November, early December, in terms of trying to make a significant playoff push. So these were 2 inspired weeks for the Seattle Seahawks. Now, let's see, can they handle success?
Yeah.
That's the bigger concern because we've seen this before with the Seattle Seahawks. If you look at how they started the season, played really, really good football under new coach Mike McDonald. We started to applaud them. The success was something they really couldn't handle. We saw drop-offs. We saw letdowns. Let's see, can they find a way to put together a nice piece of competitive, consistent football to get into the playoffs.
If the options are handling success or still trying to find it, you always want the former, not the latter. 9 consecutive losing seasons for the New York Jets.
Wow.
That is the longest active streak in the NFL and the 5th longest all time.